It has allowed for the movement of well over 1 million ships back and forth from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean.
A French company had failed to build the canal when malaria and yellow fever killed thousands of canal workers.
The biggest real estate transaction in the history of the world.
That was a huge boom for the American economy.
Welcome back to another video today, guys. Today I am in Panama City here at the Panama Canal. You can see behind me, this is the canal. This is Miraflores locks, so this is where the water level changes so the ships can actually get up to the right sea level in order to pass this area, because it's a very complicated construction as this area is mountainous. So basically this way is the Pacific Ocean, and then they come to these locks and then they keep going and eventually they get to the Caribbean side. Behind me you can see there's actually a ship passing through right now. Now it might be like a gasoline ship or some ship with oil on it, as there are no containers. So I want to give you some tips about visiting the Panama Canal here at Miraflores Locks. This is the most popular place to watch the ships pass through. Now, it's very difficult to time it at the right time because the ships can only pass at certain times in the day. And from what I read online, the best time is before 9 a.m. and then after 3 p.m. Today I got here at 8:30 and there was one cargo ship that had already passed through getting towards the end, and there was a fuel ship that was just in the locks and it was coming through. So I got pretty lucky, and also there were a lot of people. Last night when I booked my spot on the reservation, there was maybe 20 people reserved. Well, today when I got up there, there was easily 40 people. So it gets very crowded, it gets very busy, and it's hard to have space. There's also people with a guided tour. You can get a guide that will tell you about it, but there are some resources online which you can learn about the canal, and you don't necessarily need to take a guide if you don't want to. The price to come into here is $10 for a tourist, and that is to get access to the observation deck to see the canal and some museum exhibits that are below. The problem with the museum exhibits are they've been closed for a while, and there's only probably 20% of them open. So there's not really much to see. There's no time to read anything, as you want to get to the deck and see the ships pass through. Now, maybe you can go back through and read some things after you watch the ships, but there's not that much information. So because of this inconvenience, you can't really see a lot in the museum, and the price is still the same. So it's $10, it doesn't change, which is kind of unfortunate, but $10 isn't so bad, I guess, to see the canal. You do have to pay about $6, $7 to come from the main city center area to get here by Uber. In my opinion, I think probably the best way to see the canal would actually be by boat or by ship, so to pass through these locks. Now there are a few sailboats passing through, so you can definitely sail through here, or if you work on a cargo ship or one of these fuel ships or something, that might be a way. But other than that, this is really the only way to see the canal, and you have to pay the price because the price doesn't change for the museum not being open, but it is what it is. It's once in a lifetime thing. Come see it once, you're good, you don't have to come back. And in my opinion, to watch the ship pass through, to get into the locks, watch the water raise and go up and down, I think it's pretty cool. It's worth it, and you know, it's a $10 well spent. Something that I'm not gonna have to spend $10 on again. and I can go home happy at the end of the day. But to be honest, when you're here at the Panama Canal, the Miraflores locks, you probably only need minimal 1 hour, especially with the museum not being really open. There's not much to see. Once the ships pass through, there's nothing else going on, and that's about it. So I'm gonna head back into the city center area and see what else I can get into today before my flight away. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video about the Panama Canal, and I hope some of the information can be insightful for you. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below and I will answer them. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. And you don't get as much as you would wish you would get. So I just watched a couple of the ships pass through, and I want to give you some tips about. My name is Matt, and I'm going to be traveling through Central America the next couple of months. Follow along my journey to see which places I visit, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be up to date with my new content.